What was your benefit? Do your children feel safer? Do you feel safer? You're the problem. But you know what? I'm not going to get into that right now. Look, the LGBTQ community is a very small segment. And for Americans to be turned against that tiny little community and to fear them and to restrict their access and to take away their passports and their ability to get a fucking driver's license, how fucking dare you? You think that's okay? It's not. Let people live. It doesn't affect you at all. We've got bigger fish to fry, folks, so let's do that. Now, let's talk about this Pete Buttigieg stuff. So he's putting him out there saying, "Hey, man, I want to be president of the United States." And then you got an agency like CNN that's like, "Oh yeah, that's legit. Let's put him on the news and let him speak on this so we can get him out there and help him along and platform him." Let me just say this. While I do support the LGBTQ community 1000%, absolutely, I support them all in doing everything that they all want to do, following their dreams, as well as Pete Buttigieg running for president of the United States. I support him in doing that on a personal level. But here's the thing. Being that Donald Trump literally just weaponized hatred towards the LGBTQ community. For years he's been doing this now, right? And you've got such a small percentage of our country is that community. What possibly could give Pete Buttigieg or anybody who's supporting him the idea that running someone like that as a candidate for president of the United States is a good idea? I mean, how much support do they think they're going to get? Did they have a hard enough problem getting heterosexual Kamala Harris supported by, white men in the United States, by large voting blocks, by Hispanics, they had a problem. Even African Americans had a problem with Kamala Harris, right? You think that white bread, gay Pete Buttigieg, whiter than snow with his black hair, and his 6 months, was it 6 months of maternity leave? 6 months of maternity leave from his federal job? The gay man? I mean, do they think that's a good idea? Let me give you my response to that. No, it's a very bad idea. And he needs to stop. And his friends need to tell him, look, this is probably a really bad idea. Let's just do a Google search really fast. Okay, Google. What percentage of the United States population is LGBTQ? Ooh. 9%. Now, let's say it's 10%. Great. Round it up. 10%. Do you think that somebody that comes from a 10% community from the United States population is a good representation of America as a whole? I personally don't. 90% of us don't have that experience. Now, let's peel it back. Let's say 20%. Let's say 25%, okay? And let's include all of the family members, direct family members, who may have a LGBTQ family member. Now, in my, not immediate family, but in my family, not that I know of in my immediate family, but in my family, I do have LGBTQ, absolutely. Cousins, absolutely, right? Do I think that 25%, so we're including family members too, including the LGBTQ community and their family members, do I think that 25% representation would make for a good candidate for president of the United States. Now, I ask you this. You might say that Pete Buttigieg is a man. And in being a man, he's representing the group he comes from, men. And I would say this. You might want to ask the men of America who are heterosexual how they feel about that. Because I, for one, I've got my opinion. And you're probably not going to like it. You know? I don't like to talk about my opinions on this show. I like to just give you the facts. I don't have any gay family members, I just realized. You don't, Dave? Oh, let me tell you something. There's so much fun. You'll have fun. If you discover one, yay! It's party time. I love my LGBTQ family members, and I have lots of love for the entire and sympathy and empathy for the entire LGBTQ community. That includes the T. Okay? Absolutely. I'm just doing reasoning here, guys. This is not bias. This is just percentages. And if Pete Buttigieg is only representative of 25% of America, I think the Democrats are making a horrible mistake. You know, I think you need to find someone who is more along the lines of mainstream America. You know, the first person who pops into my mind is Gavin Newsom, not Pete Buttigieg. If anything, Pete Buttigieg should not be doing this, should not be taking people away from someone who might be a good candidate, such as Gavin Newsom, who, hey man, I don't know that man's politics. I'm just using him as an example. Just so you guys know, this is not an endorsement for Gavin Newsom. But would I rather have Gavin Newsom as president over Donald Trump? Absolutely. Would I rather have Gavin Newsom over J.D. Vance as president of the United States? Absolutely. Absolutely. Would I vote for Gavin Newsom against Donald Trump or against J.D. Vance? I would have to listen to what he has to say. I want to hear what his presidential platform is. I want to know exactly what he's standing on. I want to know what his number one issue is. I want to know how he's going to go about fixing things. I want to know about why California is so fucked up under his watch. You know, I got questions, man. So he'd have to win me over. But that window is open right now. And I'll tell you why. The window was closed. I was never going to fucking vote again. But, you know, the window's starting to open because Trump is so bad. And his supporters, you guys are just as bad as him. You guys deserve to lose. The entire planet will benefit as soon as those Republicans are taken out of office. Because let me tell you something. 100,000 people are dead right now under this administration and more. Okay? It's provable. When we ended the USAID program, kids started dropping dead almost immediately. Kids started starving to death all around the world. Look into it. You know?